So at the beginning of my fitness journey, through diligent observation, I realized there were really two types of people in the gym. The enlightened, the warriors who had established an identity, purpose-driven individuals with an intrinsic motivation who moved through the traffic on the gym floor with a silent confidence, like the Jedi in Star Wars. And those in the darkness, the unenlightened who were self-conscious, yearning for results, seemingly trapped in the fitness loop, maybe even experiencing cognitive dissonance. So my fitness journey also began in the darkness because of my lack of experience and lack of knowledge. I would generally stick to a small group of exercises like a chest press or a leg press because they were low risk. I didn't want to be seen as someone who was learning because I associated that with weakness. I really cared about my credibility. It's kind of wild because back then I realized I was seeking validation from people I didn't know. Eventually, I began stealing other people's moves and adding it to my workouts. I'd watch Mandem, and if they looked bigger, stronger, and more advanced than me, naturally I assumed they knew something I didn't. Years later, I discovered what I was doing was called social comparison. When we don't have a clear way of measuring our own progress, we instinctively compare ourselves to other people who seem ahead of us. We begin chasing what they're doing instead of asking what we actually need. So let's take the makeup industry as an example. Women don't wake up in the morning and consciously decide to wear makeup. It don't work like that. The desire often develops throughout the years through social programming. I mean, think of specific industries, corporate companies, where they expect women to wear makeup. It's not explicitly in the contract, but the women come across as professional. Think of women in hospitality, luxury hotels, air hostesses. In a nutshell, this is social comparison. So we look to other people to understand what is considered attractive, acceptable, or even desirable. How many of our decisions are made consciously, and how many are inherited from the culture around us? I discovered Bruce Lee kept a training diary, which was wild to me because I didn't know that was a thing, keeping a small book and recording your results. So if you don't know who Bruce Lee is, he was a movie star, martial arts professional, and a philosopher. He left a strong legacy which still inspires people today. My attitude towards his training diary was, if this guy achieved greatness in his lifetime, why would I not mirror some of his traits? Through the act of mirroring, I began setting goals. And this wasn't intentional at all, but it changed everything for me because a clear goal acts like a filter for the brain. Instead of being distracted by every new idea or shiny object, your mind starts recognizing only what moves you towards your destination. Goals direct attention. The act of maintaining the diary was a goal in itself, which created psychological momentum. The wins provided evidence of my ability. From my perspective, allowed me to feel I was moving closer to my goal, which helped me stay consistent. Looking back, my issue wasn't discipline. I had inherited a belief that hard work alone solved everything. So whenever I wasn't progressing, my answer wasn't to think more clearly, it was to work harder. So imagine I wanted to travel to France from the UK. I wouldn't use a canoe and attempt to row to the other side, backing my hard work and my faith. Like, yeah, I'm gonna bang this out, bro. I'm gonna go hard. No, I wouldn't do that. I would seek a more appropriate means of transport, a helicopter, a plane, a ferry, because it's more efficient, right? But yet, we do this all the time. We approach a new task with the same attitude. We're gonna hard work it out. We're gonna grind. These are all forms of social adaptations. Hard work is a limited resource. It shouldn't be used impulsively. It's a multiplier. If it's pointed in the right direction, it can produce extraordinary results. But if it isn't, it multiplies wasted effort. It's dead. So ask yourself a simple question. What do you want to achieve? The goal doesn't simply tell you what to pursue. It gives you permission to ignore everything else.